On guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Round Recap, where we recap the latest round of rugby league, and we talk the ins and outs and the big moments. It's bye round footy. We only had 5 games. It's Sunday afternoon, and Rabbitohs versus Bulldogs has just ended. Quite a good Sunday game. Obviously, Rabbitohs fan, but didn't get the desired result. I didn't have high hopes for it, so. If you don't have high hopes, then your dreams can't be broken, or something like that. Something along the lines of that, alright? Let's just quickly go through, talk these games, right? I don't want to hold you up for too long, right? Because it's bye round footy and, we're all just focused on State of Origin Wednesday night. Come on. Quickly, actually, before we get in to talking rugby league, I just want to say a quick thank you. We're at 47 subs. By the time we're releasing this, might be 48, might be 49, might be 50. Guys, I've got a few ideas planned for 50 subs, alright? Subscribe, by the way. Subscribe, please. Got a few ideas for 50 subs. Obviously, the Game 3 State of Origin live stream. I really want to do that. I think that's always been the goal. And then I also want to do a 50 subscriber special. I know 50 subscribers isn't huge, but it's a milestone. It is a milestone. I'm thinking we do a Saturday live stream where I live stream either both Saturday or all 3 Saturday night games, pending what the draw is. What round it is, sorry. And I sit there and, we play some fun games or something, have a drink every time a try gets scored or something. I don't know. Haven't put too much thought into it, but yeah, just a nice, few hour live stream, watch all 3 of the games. I think that'll be cool. Anyway, all that aside. Subscribe account, find Footy Insights, all that aside. Let's get into the footy. Sharks versus Dragons. Alright, 30-18. What'd this game have? This game had the Dragons winning it first half. Second half. Sharks. Dominant first 10-15 minutes. Then they fell off. Dragons picked up. Scored a few tries. It was looking the way of the Dragons. Second half. Boom. Sharks jump them. Pumped them. Alright. Katala scored 2. Can't even think of some of the memorable moments of this game. I mean, Jack DeBellin scored a try, guys. Like, what are we talking about here? This game was pretty underwhelming. I had a Sloan anytime and a Hiroti anytime, and that did not go the way I wanted it to. All right, so 30-18. Big ups Cronulla here. They get a win. They get to win the Dark of the Shark Park. They get a win in the dark in the Shark Park, and then the Sharks. Everybody knows the Shark. You don't beat the Sharks in the dark at the Shark Park. Let's call back to last week's episode of Round Recap. Titans versus Manly. I sort of kind of picked this, right? So, the Punters Playbook multi, if you watch Punters Playbook, was Titans, Bo Fermor, and Ruben Garrick. So, we just needed a Bo Fermor, and this one would have cashed, but Bo Fermor didn't cross the line. However, many other Titans did. So 28-8. I kind of seen this coming, guys. I sort of said it in Tipper's playbook. I said, Manly, if you're gonna be losing to the worst attacking side in Newcastle, it's a good chance, guys. There's a good chance the Titans were going to beat them. I never picked the Titans. All right, I probably should have, but it is what it is. 28-8, guys. I don't have much to say about that. Ruben Garrick, though. I did have Ruben Garrick on any time. Okay, I put a lot on that. I did a big boy Nelson on a Ruben Garrick any time, and that got me my money back from the whole Sloan Hiroti debacle. All right. Any other points on this game? DCE just had a shocker. Okay, I think little Tom Dearden was in his head. All right, because they kicked him from the Queensland group chat. In Snapchat it tells you you've been kicked by whoever kicked you, and it just said Tom Dearden has removed you from Queensland State of Origin group chat. DCE had a shocker. Just Manly just looked real bad. Turbo, beating a dead horse at this point, guys. He's a shell of the man as he once was. All right. Newcastle Knights versus the Roosters. Man, I'm not going to sit on this game for too long. It was bad. It was really bad. Okay, it was 6-0 for too long. 20 minutes or something. It was 6-0 to the Knights. The Roosters were just error after error after error. I will say that this man right here, once it loads, if it loads, it's going to load. Bear with me, guys, here. You know this isn't like a very professional setup. This man right here, Salisa Fakatea. I don't know how to pronounce his name, guys. Crucify me if you want. All right, not the walking rugby league encyclopedia. He's a prop, and he was moving like a half. Like he was just putting steps out there. Little. Oh my god! He was moving, guys. He was moving. He left Fletcher Hunt in the dust. Snapped his ankles, essentially. That's one takeaway from this game. And then CUR Wong gets that very questionable try to win Roosters the game. Really bad performance by the Roosters, though. I went deep on a. I went real deep on a Mark Nwanganita-Wase score. Let's just say all the winnings from Ruben Garrick went into that. And we didn't get any results from it. So then, the Cowboys-Dolphins game was even worse. Stepping into the Cowboys-Dolphins game. Seamless transition. I had some multi. We're not going to talk punting. We'll leave that for Wednesday's episode, okay? 4 to 58, okay? Sorry, Queensland Cowboys fans. No team has ever won a comp after conceding 50 points. So, 58 to 4, the Dolphins have now put 150 something to 18 points in their last 3 combined games. Guys, that's insane. The Dolphins are humping teams. Like, just grabbing a handful of hair and just having their way. Dude. Non-consensual, all right? The Cowboys have probably been the biggest victims, but it's not like they're doing this to the Knights and stuff. The Cowboys have been playing well. They were 6? And they were 6 on the ladder? They did it to the Bulldogs, 1 first on the ladder. Who was the other team? I can't remember the other team, but they've done it. They're doing it to every team, guys. They're out here just punishing teams. Punishing them, okay? 58 to 4. Jack Bostock. We should probably talk a bit of Bostock news, bit of Bostock drama. Okay. Bostock scores 4. He scores 4 tries. 4th try, line break. He just goes length of the field and he counts them up before he scores. And then he could have scored. He could have scored a 5th, except he bounced it off his head instead of catching it. So don't know what he could have scored 6. All right. There was a moment there where he was tipping his nose to the line. But we're not here to talk coulda, shoulda, wouldas. We're here to talk the facts. The fact is he got 4. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's up there. Highest fantasy points of the year. If he's not the highest, he's like 2nd or 3rd, like 107 points or something, like crazy for a winger. Okay, like we've had some higher winger scores. Like last week we had the Milky Bar kid Tom Jenkins, and then like 107 or something out of Jack Bostock. Who's seen it coming? Not me. But it wasn't just his try scoring effort. It was run meters. It was tackle busts. It was a lot of it, guys. Jack Bostock seriously turns it on when he wants to do it. He turns it on. He scores tries. He scores tries. All right, and I didn't even have him in a single one of my bets. So, but for the Cowboys. A lot of outs. The Reece Robsons and the Ruben Cotters, Jeremiah Nanais and the Tom Dearden. So a lot of outs. And, the Dolphins only were sort of missing the hammer, I think. So, it is what it is. This was a good game. If you like watching like blowouts like this was a good game for like try scoring. And Jack Avarillo got a few, and Jack Bostock and Kurt Donahue. So there was people scoring tries left, right, and centre. All right. That's that game. I don't have much else to say about it. Todd Payton was upset. Rabbitohs versus Bulldogs, right? I've just watched this, so it's fresh in my head. Good game, honestly. I know my team is lost, but it was a good game, and I'm not going to fault a good performance from the boys. We were in it to the last minute. Talis Duncan scoring. Like, it could have been a really tight contest if Jamie Humphries was converting the tries, if he was getting his kicks. Would have been a really tight contest, okay? Because he missed 3 kicks, guys. You know, you do the maths there, 20, 22, 24. It's a tight game. It's a tight game going into the 80th minute, all right? We're going to Golden Point. Yeah! But he missed 3 kicks, so... yeah, Alex Johnson gets a try. I needed a Bronson Cherry, and I would have lined the wallow a little bit, but all that aside, okay. I know I'm talking a lot of punting these last few episodes, okay, and I hope that's all right. If you guys don't like me talking punting and round recap, and you want me to strictly hold it to a punter's playbook standard, okay, I'm happy with that, all right. And I'll take a mental note, and I'll try not to talk punting during round recap. We'll try and let the footy do its talking, okay. But the Rabbitohs. Man, we were trailing for who we had out. Trell's not there. Cody Walker's gone again. For who we had out, Keon goes off. 10 minutes left. He goes off. LeBlanc replaces him. We did well. 18-24. I know I did actually say in Punter's Playbook, I said if the Rabbitohs, if the Bulldogs beat us, then I'd quit YouTube. But come on, guys. Come on. If they beat us, if they smashed us, I would have. But 18-24, did they really beat us? Did they really beat us? Okay. You're sitting first on the ladder, right? You're nearly going to Golden Point with a bunch of wily vets and little, fresh out of the cradle. Fresh out of the cradle, South Sydney players, Jai Gray, some would argue he didn't have any football experience before this. He was straight out of the hospital room. Straight out of the mother's belly. Right, okay, that's a loud notification. A few wily vets and a few just young men out there, right? And we're taking it almost to Golden Point. A few more conversions in there, and hey, it's a game. Regardless, good game, all right. Bulldogs did play well. They had a great first half. I haven't even talked about the fact that there was a lightning storm at the end of the first half. 8 minutes to go, and all players get taken from the field. We have to wait, what? I think this game had like a total of 25 minutes of delays. Players get taken from the field because of a storm. When's the last time that happened? Anzac Day, something they were talking about, all right? It was pretty hectic lightning, but still, it was like the most topsy-turvy game I've ever experienced. The last try there, the South Sydney scored out of the scrum feed. Tyrone Munro scores it off a kick. I'm not sure who kicked it. I'm pretty sure it was Jaden Sullivan, maybe. Not sure. Good game, guys. Sunday footy always is my favourite. Sunday footy is always my favourite, okay? So, that's it. There was 5 games in the round, so there's not much to talk about it. Broncos, Parramatta, Penrith, Raiders, Storm, the Warriors and the Tigers all had a bye. We get State of Origin on Wednesday, but still, come on, guys. That's all we got to talk about. Player of the round, game of the round. Game of the round, guys. There were so many just bad games. This Thursday night game, bad. Both Friday night, the only Friday night game, bad. Saturday night games, bad. The only game that really lived up to a bit of hype, had a bit of push and shove, had a bit of back and forth, had drama, had send-offs, had good tries, was the Rabbitohs Bulldogs game. It's not just bias because I'm a South Sydney fan. Guys, if you know rugby league, you could probably understand why I'm choosing this game of the round. So, congratulations, South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Canterbury Bulldogs. You lit up a cool stadium, and you guys are taking home game of the round. What round is it, guys? Is it 15 or 16? Round 15. Game of the round, round 15. Fight and Field Insights. Fight and Field Insights, game of the round, round 15. Congratulations. Sorry about the phone notifications, guys. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm a busy man. And then as far as player of the round, look, it's a hard one. This is a really hard one. Who played out of it? Who played? Oh, dude, it's got to be Jack Bostock. Congratulations, Jack Bostock. You are Fight and Field Insights player of the round, round 15. It'd be silly not to give it to anyone else. 4 tries, 132 run meters or something like that. I don't know, some crazy amount of tackle busts. Congratulations, Jack Bostock. You are Fight and Field Insights player of the round, round 15. Congratulations, brother. That medal is coming your way. You're on screen right now. You're looking dapper. That's it, guys. Short episode this week. We will be back in full swing this time next week. Monday next week, we'll be back in full swing. We'll be talking Origin, okay? We'll be talking all these great games we've got coming up next week, right? There'll still be a little bit, obviously, Obviously, still have 3 teams out, so still won't be full-on action-packed footy, but we got good games. There's a few good games in here. South Sydney are jumping back in there with Melbourne Storm. So, next week, this time next week, what I'm trying to say is you guys are going to get a lot better of an episode. State of Origin talk, Warriors Penrith talk, Tigers Raiders talk. All right, so there's a lot more to talk about next week. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe, check out my socials, Instagram, TikTok, @FineField Insights. Thank you guys. Have a great week, and I will see you during Punters Playbook where, we make multis together. Cheers, guys. Have a good week. Bye. That's all I've got for you. Hey, can you give me a quick shout out? Can you look at the camera and say, Jai Gray, please come on the show.
Jai Gray, please come on the show, mate. You're a great ambassador for the game. Please come on.
Cheers, guys.